What's up guys, David Moss Jr. here from Moss Nissan here in Newport Richey, Florida. And today we're going to do a quick walk around on the brand new redesigned 2020 Nissan Versa. Let's get started. Alright, so the first stop I want to point out is the front end of this vehicle. This is a Nissan Versa. This car starts at $15,000, gets you an average of 35 miles per gallon, and this is an amazing 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine that's going to give you the power you need to keep you safe on the road without sacrificing your efficiency. So not only is this an economical car, this is also an extremely efficient vehicle with a lot of great safety and technology features inside it. Let's take a quick peek under the hood. Alright, so I'm sitting here at the front of this vehicle, and there are so many amazing safety features on these vehicles. You truly have to experience driving it for yourself to get the feel of how everything works. But this vehicle is basically always on guard for you, so you can enjoy driving it and talking with your family and making sure that you're getting to your destination safe. But some of the cool features on this vehicle that you may not even assume are on these kind of vehicles or even an option are standard on this vehicle, which is incredible. There's automatic emergency braking. So basically this vehicle is always looking for you, so if you happen, don't do it, but if you happen to glance down at your phone or you happen to move to a different radio station and take your attention off the road, the vehicle never takes its attention off the road for you, so it's going to help keep you safe, keep your vehicle stopping in the event it needs to. There's so many amazing features. For the sake of time, I don't want to go over the list of all of them. Some of the standard features and safety features that a lot of people have come to rely on are anti-lock braking system, as well as vehicle dynamic control. So these actually kind of work hand in hand. So basically, we live here in Florida. The roads are always wet. Sometimes you're driving down a dirt road and you don't really think you ever need anti-lock braking systems, or you don't really ever think you need the vehicle dynamic control. But what it does for you is it's always basically negotiating with each wheel, which wheel has the most traction, which wheel has the most slippage. And if a wheel has some slippage, it's probably not going to apply a bunch of extra power to that wheel and keep you slipping and diving down deep into either the mud or the dirt or the wet ground and lose traction, lose control of your vehicle. It's going to negotiate and actually apply brake force to that wheel, so it gives it a chance to grab onto the road, keeping you in a straight line and keeping you and your family safe. Well, I'm going to take a step back so you can just take a quick look at the front of this vehicle. One of the really cool things is just the V motion on the grille is outstanding. It's the new look for Nissan. It's something they're doing on every vehicle coming out, and it looks amazing. I don't have the lights on, but this one has a nice LED headlamp strip. Incredible on a vehicle starting at $15,000. This particular one is the SR, and it's equipped with fog lights as well. A really beautiful car. We're gonna move on over to the tire now. Alright, gonna pop on down here and take a look at this wheel. First thing I notice on this is the SR, and it's equipped with a 17-inch alloy wheel. Beautiful wheel, beautiful tire. It really catches your eye. But one thing to also notice, it's equipped on every one of the 2020 Versas, is the tire pressure monitoring system. Now if you notice, the stem cap it's not plastic anymore, it's actually more of a metal. And what that means is there's a tire pressure monitoring system inside the tire monitoring the pressure in your tire. Kind of seems simple enough, but what that does is it actually keeps you informed if one of your tires is either overinflated or underinflated. Now we put nitrogen in all of our tires here at Moss Nissan, and nitrogen is a much larger molecule than oxygen. So what that does is it doesn't seep out of the tire as fast at such a rapid rate as typical and traditional air that's in tires would. It's kind of similar. Think about maybe the last time you've played with a basketball or football in your garage, and you go out there after a few months and you grab it and it's always flat. You always have to pump it up. And that's because the air, the oxygen, has seeped through the rubber. That can happen on your tires if you have traditional air in. Don't worry, it's not a thing to be scared of, because most people still do put air in their tire. That's why you're constantly having to put it in there. When you have nitrogen in your tire, it's gonna keep your tire's life lasting a little bit longer, and it's just gonna keep your tire at the right PSI a lot longer for you as well. But here's another cool tip. If you didn't know this, if you've ever noticed on your dash, if you've ever seen it's almost like an orange horseshoe with an exclamation point in the middle pop up on your dash, that's actually an indicator letting you know that one of your tires is either overinflated or underinflated, and you just need to get to the closest service center and check it out. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, and we'd love to help you out no matter where you are. Let's move on. All right. Oh, I think I just broke this. No, I'm just kidding. So these actually have breakaway mirrors, so you can actually move this mirror forward and without worrying about it breaking. So if you're ever in a tight spot in a parking lot and you need to just kind of negotiate a little bit of room, you absolutely can. Kind of a neat thing. I want to open this bad boy up, take a look in here. Now, a couple cool things that you do not find on a lot of the, I don't even like to use the word entry level because this isn't an entry level vehicle anymore. Yes, it starts at under $15,000, but these are not entry level vehicles anymore. These are outstanding vehicles that are extremely efficient, extremely budget friendly, extremely safe, but extremely functional. Some things you don't typically see. There's dual seals, and I pointed this out on the central walk around. There's a seal that goes around the inside door all the way around the entire door sill. But then also on the inside, what that does is that keeps the water, bugs, debris, wind noise outside your vehicle, keeping the inside of your vehicle a little cleaner for a lot longer, which is really cool. And I'm kind of a practical person. I look for things like cup holders and storage space because I don't know if you're like me, but I like to keep things in my car that I may need, probably don't, but may need for a rainy day, like an extra bottle of water or something like that. And I like that there's cup holders inside the door panel. There's 2 cup holders in the center console, and there's a cup holder on each of the door panels. So if you need to keep an extra bottle of water or anything like that, you have some storage and you have some room. Another thing a lot of people don't notice is that yes, the front window goes all the way down, but also the back window goes all the way down. And on a lot of the quote unquote entry level vehicles, the back window stops about halfway. It's kind of nice that you can roll the back window all the way down. You can also lock the back windows from the driver's seat, keeping your children from rolling your windows down if that's something that scares you. But I want to also point out one thing that's really neat. I'm 6'1", I'm not a small guy, and a lot of people say, oh, the Versa is too small for me. You know, before I made this video, I got into the Versa, but I never really took note of how much room there actually is. So I'm going to show you real quick. I'm 6'1", once again, not a small guy, and this is me sitting in the front seat. I don't know if you can get a good view of this, but I have at least 10 inches of room between my knee and the front of this vehicle. Cool thing while we're looking at it is there's a massive glove box, plenty of room for storage if you need to keep anything. If you're a hoarder that likes to keep all of your paperwork in your glove box, you absolutely can. You never have to worry about it, which is cool. The air vents are right here. You can control them, you can rotate them wherever you want and turn them off. Just that simple. Airbags everywhere. The inside of this vehicle, God forbid you ever get into an accident. These are such safe vehicles. There's airbags all over the front. There's airbags on the side. There's airbags everywhere that just keep you really, really safe. And really not a lot of blind spots. This is actually a window right here, where most of the time that's plastic or a piece of metal. That's another window that they've added. Just outstanding. I can't believe what they've done to this vehicle. So now let's take a look. I'm not gonna move the seat. Let's take a look in the back. All right, so let's jump in the back seat here. Man, one thing to take note of is how wide the door actually opens. It's much easier to get in the car when the door actually opens up nice and wide. So, now, compact vehicle, once again, kind of an entry-level sedan. Fits 5 people, and I would say it fits 5 people pretty comfortable. One thing that's very nice that I like is that the back of the seat actually has cushion in it, almost like as much cushion as if you were to sit on the seat, on the back of the seat, it would be comfortable, instead of a bunch of plastic. So I'm 6'1", was just sitting in the front seat with 10 inches of room. I probably could have moved that seat up a little further. And now I'm sitting in the back. And I've got headroom, I've got knee room, I've got an armrest. Oh man, I just locked myself in. I think I do this to myself every day. Thank God I had the window down, right? So there is child safety locks. If you're seriously dating or you want to play cops and robbers with your spouse, you can do that as well. But the lock is right here. If you've never known that, that's that little thing. It says lock on your car might be equipped with it, but the Versa is. So you just slide it over to unlock so you can get in and out. If you've ever been locked in the back of a car before because the child lock is on, then we're in the same boat because I just did that to myself. But back to the car. Tons of room back here. Beautiful vehicle. There's a cup holder here. There's a little coin holder, a little extra change holder. And one thing you may not notice, you can't really see it, there's actually 2 USB chargers right here off the center console for the people in the back to charge their phones, tablets, or whatever else might be charged with a USB. And they've eliminated a lot of the blind spots by adding this extra window right here off the back and really limiting this pillar so there's not a lot of blind spots on these vehicles. Really cool. Now let's take a look in the trunk. All right, so the first thing I want to point out before we open up the trunk and take a look at how much room there is is the back end of this vehicle. I mean, when you're walking the lot and you're looking at Maximas, Altimas, Sentras, and Versas, the back ends all look the same. They look outstanding. It's amazing what they've done. So when you look at this, you look at obviously the beautiful taillights, you look at the badging, but one thing I look at too is the attention to detail. They put like a faux carbon fiber look on the bottom end of this bumper that just gives it a really sporty look. But on the back end of this particular vehicle, you also have rear parking sonars, which help you when you're backing into a spot or backing into maybe a parking spot or somewhere where there's a bush or a wall or something that you don't know how close you're getting to. So you have parking sensors, but if you don't like the parking sensors, this particular car is also equipped with a backup camera. Once again, this is a Nissan Versa. This isn't a Highline super luxurious vehicle, but it has all the same features of the Highline luxurious vehicles. And I was just doing the math talking to somebody that was looking at the Sentra, right? And the Sentra is a phenomenal vehicle, but sometimes we have to look at our budgets as well. And if the Sentra starts around $20,000 and the Versa starts around $15,000, that's $5,000. That's, on average, that's about $100 a month in monthly payment. And I just gotta ask you, what could you do with an extra $100 a month? If it seats the same amount of people and it has very similar features, you might wanna consider looking at the Versa. Now let's pop open this trunk and take a look. All right, so cool thing is you can open it from the outside. You don't have to use just the key. Has a lot of room. There's a lot of room when you're getting stuff in and out of the trunk of this Nissan Versa. What I like is how much room there is. They actually took advantage of all the room. There's actually plenty of room going this way and back into the trunk. So there's plenty of room to put things, to put luggage. You could probably put, I feel like you could put a couple bodies in here. Should I test? Should I see? By myself. All right, let's check it out, right? It's like the main test. Can you fit in the trunk? Yeah, let's check it out. All right, so I can fit in the trunk. Can I close the trunk by myself? Let's see. It's probably a bad idea, right? All right, see ya. Oh, well, thank God for that, right? It's like Ace Ventura coming out of a rhino. All right, so the cool thing is there's an emergency latch there that glows in the dark. So if you ever are thrown in your trunk, God forbid that happen, you can get out and then run and then call the police and seek help. So back to the trunk, there's a wide opening here. I like that they make this part right here plastic, so when if you're sliding things that are heavy in and out of the trunk, it's not gonna tear anything up. And also the latch is kind of put down low, so it's not gonna snag anything for you. And there's plenty of room. Underneath there's where your spare tire and your jack's gonna be. You can also use this mat as like a protection against the elements. So if you ever are changing your tire or anything like that, you can actually take this mat out, put it on the ground, gives you a lot of room. You can take it out, put it back in. So there's a lot of cool functionality in the trunk of this car that you may not have known about. So now let's take a look on this side. All right, so I'm at the gas door, which on the Versa, the gas door is actually on the driver's side. See, on the Sentra, it's on the opposite side. And a quick way to tell is if you're ever looking at your instrument panel, look for the gas where it shows you how much gas, if you're full or empty. There should be a little symbol of a gas station can almost with an arrow pointing left or pointing right. And if it's pointing to the right, that means your gas door should be on the passenger side. If it's pointing to the left, that means your gas door should be on the driver's side. So you know that when you're pulling up to the gas station for the first time in your brand new car. So when you pop open this gas can, this gas lid, kind of cool thing, if you take the gas cap off, instead of letting it bang around and hit the side of your car, there's a nice little gas cap storage that holds everything off of your vehicle so it doesn't fling gas everywhere and maybe it doesn't scratch up your vehicle, which is cool. When you're done filling up, put your gas cap back on and tighten until you hear this. You'll hear it click. You can hear the click a couple times, right? If you do not hear that click, there's a really good chance that your check engine light is going to come on your dash and it's gonna scare you and make you think something is wrong with your brand new car. First thing you should always check is your gas cap. Make sure you hear that click. I don't know if you're like me, but I notice a lot. People are driving down the road and there's their gas cap dangling around, beating up the side of their car. You just gotta make sure that you click that thing nice and tight. And then when you shut it, you can only open your gas door from inside the vehicle so nobody can come and steal gas from you. Now, gas is pretty inexpensive today, but I've seen it when it was close to $5, $6 a gallon and people are going crazy trying to siphon gas. They're not gonna be able to siphon your gas here. Let's move on. All right, so when we open up the back end, gonna take another look real quick inside. inside the back seat of this Versa. So a couple nice things to notice is that they actually moved the way the seat and the door open up, so it's easier to get inside and outside, to get in and out of this vehicle, which is cool. There's a couple handles up here in case you do hit some turbulence or some bumps, which are nice. You can also use those to hang dry cleaning or anything like that. But one thing that's cool, once again, on the Versa, you don't expect to see some of these things. On the next levels up, you do expect to see the 60-40 split seat, which is cool. When you're buying a compact sedan, a lot of times you don't expect to be able to go grab some wood from Home Depot or the store, get your Christmas tree, throw your surfboard in your car, whatever it may be, because you just don't have the room and the trunk is maybe a little too small or you just don't have a way to do it. Well, I want to show you something real quick. On these vehicles, there's actually a latch right up here on the top of the seat, and these seats fold down. This is the 60%, that's the 40. You can fold both of them down. You have full access into the trunk of the car. If you need to throw your surfboards, wood, anything like that, inside from the trunk to the cabin of the vehicle, you can do so, which is really cool. And another great feature, if you do have kids, if you're a young parent and you have kids in car seats, they've actually, the way they've designed these seats are kind of flat, and then you have your latch system right here, which you can strap your car seat in on both sides. You can put 2 car seats here, and the car seat actually sits deep enough to where the front passengers can actually sit comfortably, which is pretty cool. So once again, a lot of things you don't typically see on your entry-level compact sedans, but man, they have knocked it out of the park with this one. All right, so now I'm in the captain's chair, the main driver's seat, which there's so many cool things to talk about on the inside of this vehicle, and it's truly an experience that I would encourage you to get out to the dealership and experience a test drive in the new Versa for yourself. A couple nice things that you don't typically see. This vehicle is equipped with, not only does it have push button start, but it has remote keyless entry where you can get in your vehicle without ever even having to pull your key out of your purse or your pocket. You can open up the trunk, and this particular SR is equipped with remote engine start, so I can start the car from inside my house, which is awesome. Tons of storage. There's storage in here in the center console. Once again, 2 cup holders here. The car's got so many amazing features. It looks like I'm sitting inside a couple next levels up. I mean, when I sat inside the Maxima for the first time, I feel like I'm looking at the Maxima again. And this particular Versa is equipped, the way it's equipped, and it's got a lot of really great and generous packages on it. It's the SR, the Sporty Edition, with quite a few great features. And this one's equipped for just around $20,000 the way it sits. But we have Versas that start at under $15,000. I'd encourage you to visit mossnissan.com. Check out our inventory. We can bring a vehicle to your home or office so you can test drive it. Upon your approval and bank approval, we can deliver the vehicle to your home or office. Once again, that's mossnissan.com. If you like these walkarounds, feel free to subscribe. We're going to add some more, and we're just going to keep on keeping on. I hope you enjoy it, and God bless.